All right, friends, we're back in action. The PGA Tour, you guys know the drill. Valero Texas Open. No, it's not Augusta. You're going to see us talking about all things Masters, but you got to wait 1 week. And in the meantime, would it be a bad thing to have a little extra money in the bankroll to fire on Rory McIlroy finally winning the green
No.
jacket? Or no, well, maybe not. You're going to need a lot of extra money for that. That's why we're here. I'm Ben Rasa. Eytan Shander joins me. We're going to talk about the tournament. We're going to give you some plays, look at the board. Sir, I've seen your work in Discord. You've been on a good run in golf. I actually feel pretty good myself. How are we doing?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. We were able to hit a couple top 20s, but there wasn't any massive overall sweat by any means. I was, I think, most happy with Siwoo, kind of identifying him to play well, and that happened overall. But look, there's not going to be much correlation, I think, from this week to next week if you're looking at attacking courses or things along those lines. Once we hit Augusta, it's entirely different. And I think that there is, in some cases, been less of a care, if you will, to even make a cut if you're struggling or if you're tinkering or if you're not needing to vastly improve and you're looking at Valero as simply a tune-up.
It's always a weird factor of rest versus reps, rust. Do you want to
Yep.
come in off a win? Do you want to have grinded? Do you want to come in off a miscut? Are you here to do something? Are you here to show form? I think honestly, I think it's pretty noisy. If somebody wins and then wins, it's like, oh, playing was great. If somebody misses the cut and then misses the cut, it's like, well, they should have took the week off. So I treat it pretty independently. The only thing I'll say about last week before we look forward, I'm a little disappointed because if you gave me at the beginning of the year, I'm a big believer in identifying players and just kind of betting them and saying, I don't know when they're going to win, but they're going to win at some point. Bez, Norin, Jaeger was in that bucket for me. I bet him a lot, and I did not have him, which was a little disappointing. Obviously, Scheffler almost won again. If he did, I wouldn't be doing the show.
No,
I would just
no.
be that's too much. Can't have that. He's not
We
here
gave
this
that
week
out.
though. What?
No, you didn't bet Jaeger to win
No,
it last week.
no, I
Neither did
didn't.
I. Although I had four. Whenever I do this in the Discord, Ben, as you know, it's four outrights, and I always play them top 20.
Yep.
And every now and again, I'll have a guy who's so chalk, like a couple of weeks ago, Spieth, right, where the top 20, it's not worth laying like minus 120 for a top 20 play. So I'll take somebody out and I'll replace them with a longer shot top 20. So I played Steven Jaeger last week, but
That's
he was
good.
top 20. And I did not, the one guy I did
That
not marry with an outright was Jaeger. So what
I
can
was
you
rooting
do?
for Norin. Norin played well for me. That was
Of
probably what
course
kept
you
me
were rooting for
afloat
Norin.
for the most
You
point.
always root for Norin.
Of course, I always root for Norin. I'm rooting for Norin this week. Norin may win this week. They're all. If I don't hit one this week, this tournament. Let's get to it because this board is filled with all my guys. The whole board is
Look at
basically
that.
an
Look
up
at
and
that.
down of just my idiots, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm very excited uh, to see what you come up with. But let's start to get into it. So first things first, I always think it's important. TPC San Antonio. We've seen it for a decade plus, the Oaks course,
Blah.
whatever it's called. Uh,
Yep.
you know, par 72, it's pretty long. I don't think you need to be crazy bomber. We've seen all different types. Second shot course to me. I
Yep.
don't think it's that gimmicky. What do you make of it? Do you specialize in anything or you just play it pretty straight up?
I like ball strikers here, guys that are definitely comfortable and not going to fall apart with
Yep.
windy conditions. The Texas wind is definitely a unique animal here, but I'm with you. And I think if you are going to pivot and look at something that may be a more important metric than just bombing the ball off the tee, you mentioned how long it is. We got the tree line fairways, but the reality is that the fairways themselves are pretty wide.
Yep.
It's all about setting up your second shot. So if you can find elite ball strikers with distance on longer irons, guys who are deadly accurate with approach shots, that's going to overcompensate way more. They're not just smashing the ball off the tee. And I was looking at this too, Ben, with the wind, you still have a little bit of an advantage. You're going downhill against the wind for the most part. You're going uphill with the wind for the most part on this course. So it does aid you a little bit, especially if you're looking to hit the brakes on a downhill slope. That's it. There's no gimmick. You hit it. No gimmicks. We know exactly what we're getting at San Antonio at Oaks every single year.
Yeah, and I like that. Again, I think you have different styles, can get it done from like the Ryan Moores to the, the very aggressive bombers. And that doesn't, it doesn't exclude anyone in the field. I kind of like bets like that. So I want to look at the board because a lot of players, it's an interesting part of the schedule of the like, do you want to be for your tournament before a major? Think it worked out pretty well for Valero. A lot of guys said, "You know what?
Yep.
I want to play." Rory is here. Aberg, Speed, Decky, Homa, Fitzy. These guys are not worried. I'm not saying they don't care. They're trying to optimize Augusta, and they felt that playing was the best way to do that. So I'm excited to tackle that board. Obviously, I think Rory is the rightful favorite. I'm going to kick us
Can't bet.
off if I
You
can.
can't bet Rory McIlroy this
I'm
week.
not betting Rory. I didn't say
Okay.
that. I'm saving Rory. Maybe I'll
Rory,
go Rory parlay this week, next week.
look,
Don't do
Rory's
that.
got a better chance of withdrawing after the first round than
That's
winning this
possible.
week.
But Matthew Fitzpatrick, on the other hand, 25 to 1.
Love it.
First man in my article this week. You can always check that out at OddsShopper. Showed some real life at the Players. Really, really good performance. He was fifth. He gained 4.5 strokes off the tee, added more with the irons, and his putter was back to elite Fitzy, Bermuda. What's not to like? His short game has been a little suspect. That's a strength of his game long term. I don't worry about that at all. 25 to 1. He's in a crowded range because I think you could go to Homer Morikawa as well. I clicked Fitzy. He was the first click on my betting card this week.
So I have one guy in front of him, but just so people on the show don't accuse me of plagiarism,
Mm-hmm.
619 yesterday, 613 yesterday, sorry, on the Discord. Fitzy's one of my four, 28 to 1 on FanDuel at the time. And I'm with you, man. I think it's already dropped a little bit from there. The only issue that I think people can have with Fitzpatrick is just how inconsistent he's been. It's
Yeah.
been up, it's been down. But I feel like even at 25 to 1, 28 to 1 for sure, but even at this number here, 25 to 1 comparative to 22 to 1s for a couple of these other guys, Ben, I still feel like this is a price that represents an inconsistent Fitzpatrick. And if you get 85 to 90% of what we saw at the Players transfer over, he's live. He's live to win this thing. He's going to be around there, and he's definitely got the ball striking to stick with anybody in this field. So I'm with you on that. The only guy that we leapfrogged here, I'm just a little surprised, and maybe you can help talk this one through, but how in a field that only has three guys ahead of him is Hideki Matsuyama, as well as he's played and as consistent of a string of golf as he's put together, how is he 22 to 1 to win this unless there is a belief that mentally he doesn't need this week and that can weigh on him? Because I'm struggling to find out, Ben, how Decky is 22 to 1 in this field to win this thing outright.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. In terms of your point, Decky's been awesome. He's played a lot of golf, played a lot of good golf. It's funny. He's now, it's like he never left. That's the funny part to me about his odds. It's like, oh, he's 22 to 1. It's like Decky was like 60 to 1 in those elevated events
Yeah,
not that
good
long
point.
ago. And it's just amazing because this is kind of where I always picture him because I think he belongs in this category. And now he's back there. He's played well at Valero before. I have no problem with that click. Again, I didn't want to saturate the top of the board because I do like some of the mid tier, and so Fitzy was ahead of him for me. But if you told me you wanted to go to Decky and his ball striking,
Sure.
I have no issues with that. And the last thing I'll say before we scroll, I don't care about inconsistencies with Fitzy. I'm worried about his ceiling. If he misses the cut or comes in ninth, that's the same losing outright for me. So I'm embracing that inconsistency because his top end game is still winning quality, no doubt about it.
Go
Now
ahead,
it
click on
gets
him.
look
Just
at
click
this.
on Noren and
But
get it over with here.
all right, we're gonna do a little thought exercise. There are three of my absolute goblins. Love all three. They've got a combined 0 wins on tour. You got Benny on 33 to 1, Alex Noren 33 to 1, and Tommy Fleetwood 35 to 1. If you
Yep.
had to bet one of them, which of the three would you click? Because I think you can bet any of them. Maybe not.
I think it's Tommy Fleetwood
Oh
because
boy.
if he does get rolling, he can truly separate himself. and on the Bermuda, it's going to be a weapon. And it's going to be difficult for guys who are a little more reliant. Not to say that that's Noren or Benny specifically, but I'm just looking at separating from the field. I think it's going to be, assuming that all of these guys are doing what we expect them to do. I think Fleetwood is because that's how I'd look at it, right? Like I'm not fading one of these two. I would just say, all right,
Yeah, yeah.
on their best days, who's going to stand out more? Fleetwood has a better chance of birdieing 4 straight holes. Fleetwood has a better chance of really attacking, I think, some scoring holes here. And that's not a knock on Noren, who you mentioned is playing great golf. But I think
He
if
really is.
we get that consistency on the greens from Fleetwood, that's going to be tough to stop.
Fleetwood's got to flip his irons. There's no doubt about it. That's normally a good part of his game. It's not right now. Noren's playing the best. There's no doubt about that. He is automatic right now. The guy has been outstanding. Again, last week, he gained strokes in all 4 categories, came in 11th, 11th, 19th, 9th. He has not missed a cut all year.
Mm.
I think you really go to these guys. You don't want to oversaturate, but this is a target rich environment for me. I like this range. I hope the winner comes from this range. Is there anyone else before I derail the show further with Bez that we need to talk about?
Are you just loading up
I,
on
I
everybody
got
that
to.
you've bet like 10 plus
These
times over the course of a year here?
I'm telling you, this is the week for one of them. I don't know which one. One of my guys is winning this week. I am convinced.
I saw a guy thumping his chest because he hit an outright after betting 15 in a column. 15 outrights here. Are you going to put like, are you going to have an exemption for like Griot and right people in who aren't even in this tournament just to get all of your entire Rasa crew in here?
Brandon Harkins. Don't know if he still plays golf. If he's watching the show, hit the like button. It's
Bud
appreciated.
Cauley.
Bud Cauley's been doing some things. All right, let me get mine out of the way here,
Oh,
and then I do want to also mention to the people what we got going on at Odd Chopper because there's been a lot of success,
oh
and it's
man.
very exciting
Absolutely.
stuff. I'm hitting home run. We both hit a home run, the same one, by the way. Did you know that?
Garrett Cooper.
Yeah, that was my pick too.
Even though I gave it, see, now
Okay,
people are
again,
going to
you with the
convince.
timestamps. But you think I'm? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've been waiting for you to drop the Garrett. I didn't even know that was an MLB player. That speaks to Odd Chopper in itself. All right, Christian Bezadenhout, 45-1. He's come down a little bit. I think you do want to jump if you're going to do it. I have 50 personally. Just want to be transparent. 9th at Valspar, 13th at the Players. The putting is elite, 5 straight positive. The irons are fantastic, 7 of 8 positive. Off the tee is weak. Short game is good. Course should fit. Why not Bez? As I just scroll into the depths here, why not Bez?
I don't really have an anti for this conversation. I think 45-1, where we've seen him at at his best, is probably going to be a little bit ahead of a number there, and that's fine. I think we always see just internal turmoil. I mean, this guy can have just battles with himself in a round where you're looking around like, what the hell just happened after a couple, or turn stuff around. So if you get the right combination of it, I think it makes sense. Seems to be a fine fit here to be able to strike the ball, putting on Bermuda. I don't have any anti for Bez.
I like him. I do. And listen, in all seriousness, I know I joke around betting Bez. Like he one win at this type of number, and you have made a lot of profit on a guy like Bez. And he has given us more than enough chances to justify continuing to play him. I mean, the runner-up at Amex was there. He's played really good golf. He reminds me of Noren in that sense. Been close. We need a little more volatility because he keeps peppering the top 20 board. Maybe you want to structure like that, but I'm still willing to put him on the outright card.
I get it, honestly. And I know that there's always going to be some tongue in cheek here because he's one of your guys. But the reality is that there's nothing that I think you're forcing here
No.
by getting him on your card at Valero. By no means, no.
Before we get to your mid-range play, I do want to tell the people what's been going on. Of course, if you haven't been, we're on Odd Chopper Golf right now. And again, if you're new to this channel, welcome. All things golf, but it's part of the Odd Chopper experience. And if you haven't been to Odd Chopper, if you've not seen these tools, that we are using. I hope the screenshots have made to your social media account. I've been seeing the Hall of
Oh,
Fame
yeah.
where people are sharing their picket graphs and the success because it works. Listen, that the reality of this is a real process. We these tools can help make the difference. It's showing you value. It's picking up trends. It's picking up actionable information and it's showing you how to allocate resources. Does it win all the time? Absolutely not. This is the real world. We are grinding edges here. This is sports betting. But if you're looking for a process and you are looking for a community of like minded bettors and you like to have some fun, come see what it's about. The Masters is coming up. Come in for the week, come in for the month. Picks, Discord tools, all in one package. The link is below. Yeah, click it and you're in business. It's just a great opportunity. And again, be part of our Discord. That is also really, really fun. And you can really learn a lot from it. I learn a lot every day in there. A lot of sharp people. It's really, really good time. And if I can hit home run prop, like I said, there is nothing I can stress more. If I can hit a home run prop, anyone can use these tools because me and baseball do not mix.
Yeah, that was pretty good last night. I don't Did any of the other guys hit one, or was it just
No,
us?
it's just you and me. You and me.
Okay, okay.
That's
Nice.
how we
Nice
roll.
that we were helping people out on Dinger Tuesday. And
Dinger
you
Tuesday.
mentioned the Discord, the golf community is growing by the day. I see new names in there every day asking a lot of, "Hey, I'm not familiar with this. What's going on here? What does this terminology mean?" And we have, as you mentioned, sharp people already in the community,
Yep.
groups of people already in there. And there's no ego, there's none of that. It's just everybody's trying to help everybody. It's a lot of fun.
No doubt about it. So again, that link is below. If you have any questions, you can hit us up on Twitter at ShanderBets, at JazzRazDFS. We're around. That's the thing. We're always around. We're happy to help. Let's get to this next bottom of the board before we get out of here. I don't want to shortchange some of the long shots. The floor is yours. I've given my card this week, and again, I take it independently. Got a lot of guys in that 30 to 40 to 1 range. I didn't have as much here. Did you go to a Bo Hostler? Did you go to a Keith Mitchell, an Eric Cole, your boy? Where did you go or did you not go anywhere?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned that Eric Cole's starting to leak oil here.
Yeah,
And he just plays so much freaking golf
ebbs and
as he's
flows.
done. It's tough, right? Like the variance of it. You mentioned ebbs and flows, and Cole is starting to hit a little bit of this wall here. I have to bet him simply because especially if
Mhm.
he's struggling and then comes out and wins at the freaking Valero, and I don't have him at 60 to 1, I'm gonna definitely just quit and quit doing. I'll be in some small island driving a cab fishing for a
Yep.
living at this point.
He
So
was great at Valspar with the iron specifically.
yeah,
Great.
and I think if you want to look at something that could carry over, it's striking the ball here. Look, I'll be honest with you. The one guy, he's not on my card this week. Eric Cole is just, I have to bet him, whatever. He's not on my card this week, but I have to be honest, Ben, I'm really intrigued with Tom Kim. The last time we saw him,
Interesting.
he caught some sort of quick virus or something and just had to leave. It, of course, screwed our first round bets with you, but I'm intrigued with him. I don't have him. In fact, the next guy that you're going to get to is for me is going to be 90 to 1.
Okay.
But I am a little intrigued with Tom Kim, and I might try and work him with matchups, and I might try to even hit him in a top 20, if you will. But let's look at Lucas Glover at 90 to 1.
Love.
Look, man, this guy's also been playing solid golf, missed the cut at the Players, bounced back, played really well at Valspar. And if you want to look at something that kind of jumps out where we're just asking him to fix one area, or not even fix, but improve and tighten up one area, it's on the greens here, losing putts and still playing okay. Look at the API, still at Arnold Palmer playing okay and losing strokes on the green. If you can get somewhat of consistent putting from Lucas Glover, I think he's live at 90 to 1. We talk about that number, but he's absolutely a smash for me at top 20. So one more guy who's even more of a long shot that I'll end with. You actually brought him up earlier in the show, but I am going to run Lucas Glover winning and top 20.
Yeah, I mean Glover, listen, you know what you're getting. He putts very sporadically, but when he does, I mean, if you're a real, if you're really dug into golf and you've been watching for a while, then I know you'll remember Lucas Glover had a honestly like a mini Scheffler run last year. The guy was unbelievable late in August. He won back to back. And Lucas Glover's got some hardware, in the trophy case. This guy knows what he's doing. He won a major, now that was many moons ago. But in recent history, even at Valspar, really solid. His irons are automatic. His putter is almost automatically bad. That's why he's 90-1. That's the risk you have to take. I totally get it. I'm with you. He's not right now on my card, but he could be,
Yep.
three balls, top 20s, things like that. Cause I do expect him to play pretty well. And even when he doesn't putt, he finds a way to really hold it together and usually make the
Amazing.
weekend.
Yep. And that's a big reason why I like to target him at
Yeah.
that number of top 20. Look, I'll be short and hopefully succinct here, but probably not. Ryan Moore at what should be or
Good word.
was at the very least here, 150-1. We got him. But here's the thing, top 20 plus 375 is probably one of the best numbers. And again, you can shop this at Odd Shopper, but top 20 at plus 375 for a guy who's one of the most accurate in this field. You're looking at strokes gained off approach and just knowing that he can get around the lack of bombing. This is a planner. He's definitely somebody who can strike the ball, and the accuracy. If you are moving away from distance and focusing more on accuracy, it's impossible to ignore Ryan Moore in three balls, top 20, anything along those lines. Little small sprinkle on him at $150-1.
Okay. Yeah. You're getting again. I'm on the top 20s right now, and him and Patrick Rogers are in that 3.5-1 range. I'm fine with
Yeah.
that. Again, can you put a lotto ticket on the outright? Of course. That's something. But I think it's more important to really. I've always my philosophy has always been identify golfers that you want, and then find the price that makes sense. And if you get those two elements, you're in business. If you don't have one of them, why would you bet a golfer you don't think is going to play well? And then the number it's always with the number. If you don't get the right price, it does not matter how much you like the guy. It's all about balancing that chance of success versus your payout. Look at this card.
Not
This is
bad.
ugly, man.
Not bad. Look, this is
It's
the best we're gonna
beautiful.
get. It's the Valero, man. All
It's the
right.
Valero, man. And again, I think we all know. Let's be honest. Part got one eye looking to Georgia. I'm excited. I can't wait. We're gonna have a ton of stuff here, and again, it's just one last call. If you want to be part of it, just for the week, it's always there for you. Go to oddshopper.com. Link is below. You'll see me, Eytan, the entire team, not just talking golf, all sports.
Right.
It's all together right now, and it's just a great time of the year. I couldn't be more excited. Any final words for the people? I think we did some. I think we got a winner in this video. I think we've got
You
him.
know,
He's there.
the only thing I would say is we've got a couple of guys here, and you mentioned as far as just the parlay, like the Rory parlay. But the reality is that both Decky and Fitzy could very well play extremely strong this week and possibly damage their odds at Augusta as a result. So it could be something to think about. Look, I'm not going to get ahead of Tommy Fleetwood or anybody in that range, but it might be worth at least bringing up on the way out if there is any actual strategy to that, knowing that these are guys at the top of this field and they may play themselves out of what their current odds are at Augusta.
Well said. Always a really important tip. If your guy is playing this week and you think he's going to play well, if you want a position on Augusta, I would take it before this tournament starts. If your guy is not playing, I think you can wait because I think in some ways the market overreacts to what they don't see. It's like, oh, out of sight, out of mind. So keep that in mind. Like if you think that Rory wins this week and you want Rory for Augusta, you got to bet him now because his number's
Yep.
only going to come down if he does happen to win. If he misses the cut, it'll be the opposite. That's the game we play. We're going to bounce it out of here. Again, follow this man at Shander Bets, dropping bets, showing value, giving you snippets
Well,
of
we
Odd
can.
Shopper for free right on Twitter. And I'm at JazzRazDFS. Bez, baby. Bez. That's all
Ah,
there is to say. It's our moment. It's our time. Let's put a winner and we'll do it again next
let's
week.
do it.
Good luck, everybody. We'll see you at Augusta.
See.